Hey everybody, Poker Dad here. Oh, what just happened? Ignition, that's how you sometimes. Um, I'm making this video. It's gonna be about an hour. I'm actually gonna be playing. I know I swore of Zone yesterday in my video, but I'm actually going to be playing an hour of Zone. And the reason why I'm going to be doing this is I've been doing a lot of researching today on Cbetting, and I want to play Zone to get into a bunch of different spots and figure out if I should be Cbetting that or not. So I'm going to be playing an hour of Zone, and I'm just going to try and just talk myself through each spot, just kind of like a training exercise in a way. So I think it could be very beneficial to me. So let's get started. And I'll play an hour, so 10 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock now. 10 o'clock I will probably go and play some regular tables, of course. Obviously 9-8 I won't be opening here. And just trying to think a little bit more about what my opponent's range might be, and if it's a good spot for me to c-bet or not c-bet, especially against my perceived range as well. All right, so I'm gonna fast roll through hands, so I can just try and get as many hands as possible to play through. Unfortunately, the other thing about NL10 on Zone NL10 Ignition, not a lot of people play it. If you take a look at the lobby, you get 39 here, but on NL5 and NL25, you get 50 plus people. So, of course, I'll be folding this here. And I'm going to play a pretty basic game here in Zone, considering we don't have any reads on anybody. But the purpose of this session is really focusing on my c-betting, especially when I don't hit the board. Most notably. And hopefully we get a hand within the hour. No, of course we will. Alright, so here we got ace queen. So this one we can open up. And we'll see what happens here. See if we get a call. We do. Alright, I mean, obviously this is something that I should probably c-bet. He checks to me here. Obviously I just got to bet it here. And I'll just bet 42 into 62 and he would fold there. But I feel like I have to c-bet that because, there is a straight draw out there. So the jack comes out there too. I just going to bet that for value, and even though it doesn't really hit his range probably at all, I feel like that's probably a spot that I just always have to bet in. It is kind of a wet board too. It's so not betting in that could end up hurting me in the long run. Because there's easily a straight can come out there, and also then now it became a paired board too. It would have become a paired board, so I think definitely that's the right spot to see bet there. Jack 9, of course, I'll definitely raise this up. Okay, so this I think is definitely a good spot to c-bet. The king to queen is going to hit my range, so definitely a spot to throw a c-bet out there. And now he called it, so I got to assume he's called with a king or a queen. I don't see a reason to bet here again with the 5, so I could check it and give up here. Now that he checks it, I'm not going to bluff here. No reason to bluff, so we can just always check fold this. I'm not going to bluff out of position, in readless poker. It's just a bad idea. And I'll fold it. Because there was some reason why he called. Maybe he had a queen. It's quite possible. And of course, this I can fold. 7-6 suited. I'll definitely fold that. Here we get ace queen again. All right, we get a call here from the small blind. Okay, and we get a queen, 6, and a 2. But you know, you do got a flush draw here. I'm obviously not going to check back this, so we'll just throw out a c-bet. And he does give a call, which is nice. I gave him a pretty good price. There really aren't too many draws here. Of course, I'm going to definitely double barrel here. And he calls again. Let's see what happens here. He could have a queen. It's definitely possible he has a set here. He's betting pot, which I think is interesting. He could also have a worse queen as well. Let's see. And he ends up landing a set of 7s on the river. How about that? That was pretty lucky for him. The fact that he was calling me down with 7s too. And here we get ace 4, so definitely going to raise this up. So I definitely think it was the right spot to c-bet, of course. It just so happened that he called me down with 7s. So of course here, this spot in a multi-way pot, I would just end up checking. Yeah, I do have a gut shot if I can get a 5, of course. Don't hit it though. It's 10-9. I'll definitely will bump up, or not. The one thing is with that hand, I said that he could probably definitely have a set. I probably should have folded that there. This here I'm going to fold because I don't think he's going to be. I did think it's possible he could be betting with a worse queen. Maybe he had king queen. So I do think it's possible that he could have definitely had just been betting with a worse queen than mine. So I'm going to fold. That's why I called the bet. Sure, he definitely could have had a set, and he did, and he had a set on the river of all things. We'll just check here with the 2s. Maybe I could pull a river set out of my butt. No. Maybe I'll win with 2. Sometimes that happens. He could bet here. None of us want this pot. He's gonna probably time out. Yep. The 3s took it. I couldn't get it in time. Alright. Here we go. Let's top up again. 8, 9. King 10, I'm going to raise this. So here we get 8s. And I'm actually going to call the 8s from the button. I mean, from the big blind. I don't land 8s here, but I can check, definitely check call this, because this definitely does not hit his range. And this actually could be a spot to definitely check raise him, I think, since this does not hit his range. He actually does call it. So this is an interesting spot here. I have an open ender, got the flush draw, of course. Let's just check it, see what he does. And we get 2 pair 8s and 7s. Let's see what happens here. He ends up having a 9. Fold this up. So I definitely thought it would be a good spot to raise, because that really didn't, I felt like, hit his range. But it just so happened that, he was in the area and called my raise with ace 9. I don't really think it was a good call on his part, but he did it anyway. Here we get king queen. You get 2 aces out there, so obviously 4 ways. This is going to be a muck hand. The 3 aces actually makes it kind of interesting. I want to see how this hand plays out, but I'm going to fold it. Curious to see if somebody has the ace here. Nope, he had a full house. He had a 4 and a 6. Craziness. Okay, so let's fold this. I killed this thing. Annoying. Ignition. It's bad enough I suck at zone. And make me sit through this hand. I'm going to pause. Let's be right back. Okay, I am back. And this king 9 here. I'm going to cut off, I'll fold. It's 5, 7 I can fold. And the a2 we can fold that. Jack 9 I will bet. Not anymore. And the ace 2 will definitely fold. Nine eight, I will raise if it folds to me. Ace king will be a 3-bet. Or just a raise. And we get the call here. Jack 3-4 is an interesting hand. With there being the flush draw out there, I'm going to c-bet it. He raises me, which is quite interesting. So I'm just going to call the raise here. And now we get a 6 and a flush draw. Let's just check it off to him. If he bets here, I'm going to fold it. He does. This Jack 7 suited, I'll fold. And 7-9 I can fold. And 9-7 offsuit will be a fold. I apologize for talking so low. I'm like, it's like my inner thought. I'm just so relaxed. That's the thing. Completely relaxed. Even though I'm starting to have some disdain for zone poker, to say the least. Makes me kind of want to say, all right, if I'm not going to play zone poker, I might want to get just like a HUD, just get a card catcher or hand converter and then get PT4, because I really like PT4, but you know, it doesn't work directly with this site. Something I've been thinking about. Also thinking about subscribing to a poker training course. It's called Poker Xeon, I think, which I'm heavily thinking about. This way then I could focus on one topic a week and they give you tests and stuff like that. I couldn't find so much research on it though, or any testimonials or nothing. That's my only concern, but it's only $30, so I'm definitely considering it to, you know, to help improve my game. Okay, so this is an interesting spot here. This really does kind of hit his range pretty well, but I don't think he has anything here. You know, it's pretty tough for him to have anything here, so I'm definitely just going to bet it here, and he folds it up. I think that was a good spot because of the fact that he probably does not have anything with the 9s and the 3. I think one of my problems though too is I do definitely have trouble getting value at times. How many people are playing? It's like so only 29 people playing. So the problem is 29 people playing, most of them probably like regular players. That's why the cash games are just so much better. It's probably a better exercise of doing cash games where I have a HUD. So we do get top pair. Let's see if he bets into me. He does bet into me here, 20 cents, which is a pot-sized bet. So we'll definitely just call it. And now we get two pair, which is great. And he bets 50 cents into me here. I'm actually just going to min raise. I'll make it $1.50. And he folds it. And it's 3-6. I can fold out of that. My bet was for value there. I know there's a good chance he could, fold to me. Of course, I gotta say, if I'm raising it, what is he possibly going to be, calling me with that's worse? So I'm gonna fold. It's one of those things I gotta think about too when I'm raising somebody is, what worse hands is he going to be calling me with? I don't want. I have two pair, so I don't want to like knock him out of it. Because maybe then I can get more value on the river. Something I got to think about. So I'm definitely just going to check here. He min bets me, which doesn't really tell me much of anything. I don't see any reason why not to call a min bet, of course. And I'm actually going to throw out a bluff here. He calls it, unfortunately. So I assume maybe he has a 10. He has a 4. I can't believe he calls my bet with the jack coming out with a pair of 4s. I don't understand that. Yeah, there's like no fold equity here, except for when you raise and you're trying to get value. That's why you need a HUD. It's Regal's poker. You can't bluff, I guess. The guy has a 4. I bet the turn when the jack comes out, he stays in with a 4. You can't make that up. So bluffing is just don't do it. Just don't do it. New rule when playing zone poker: don't bluff. All right, so this is gonna be interesting. Yeah, now I'm gonna definitely have to 3-bet it because I don't want a multi-way pot. So bump it up to $1.50. Actually, make it $1.70. So we get one call there, a guy calling a multi-way. But this guy's got $1.14 left behind him here. And you have a king out here, so let's check it. An ace, just not good cards for me here. And you get this guy in here. I'm just going to fold out of this hand. Maybe now I know why I'm losing at zone, because the things people are doing here are insanity. Like the things that are going on here are just crazy. Although when I played NL25 zone, it's actually been very profitable for me. But NL10 zone is just a complete disaster. I was gonna make this a Cbetting video. I might end up titling this video "Don't Bluff in Zone." Zone players are crazy. NL10 zone. Don't bluff at NL10 zone. You will lose. Play Ignition cash gains. You're much better off that way. It will keep you sane. This guy's a devil. Probably gonna make this video a half hour because I want to get to the regular cash table. I can't sit here playing zone for an hour. I can't do it mentally. Play for another 5 minutes. And it's like not enough people playing here too. That's part of the other problem. I definitely think I've lost a buy-in in this short time. Alright, so I'm going to raise it up with the 9s. Looks like we got half the table come with us. We don't hit a set, and we're out of position. So, nothing much we'll be doing here. Even though we definitely have, a chance for a straight here. Pot size bet, not going to be playing around. So I can definitely raise this up here. You got a 3-bet. Interesting spot here. Being out of position, I'll end up folding it, I guess. Yeah, that's the reason to get. That's the reason to finish up after this. We'll call it a zone session. I'm gonna go play some regular tables. We get a call, so I could definitely. This is a spot. Absolutely, I could see bet here. Calls it. That's how you these people. Double barrel. Unbelievable. Yeah, I'm done with zone. Yeah. All right. Thank you for watching this disastrous video. If you like what you saw, please subscribe. And yell at me if you ever see me post another zone video, because I am definitely done with zone. I'm going to go play some regular tables right now versus some players who have some fishy-like tendencies, and I can read them. So, anyway, thank you again for watching. Poker Dad out.